Hey team, we are so excited for Easter this weekend, and me and Bree just wanted to give you guys some information so that you feel confident and prepared for the weekend, and so that we don't feel rushed in team time or anything like that. So we're going to tell you what this weekend is going to look like. We are going to be having our team time starting no later than 30 before the hour. And so that is earlier than normal. We are also checking kids in earlier than normal. We're going to start checking kids in quarter to the hour. Normally we check them in on the hour. So 15 minutes earlier for check-in. So make sure you're on time. That way you won't feel rushed and it will just make the best experience for our families. So when kids are checking in, there's a couple things to remember. You might need a two-person system. The first thing before, sometimes I feel like at drop off, parents can be like quick and they want to, get to service as quick as possible, which we want them to too. But we have to make sure that they are asked if their child has any allergies and that they maybe point to that sign that Bree has. Make sure to let them know that we are going to be having oyster crackers in our experience this weekend. So, we do have gluten allergies. And we just want to make sure that no one who has an allergy gets something they're not supposed to have. So if they do have an allergy or the parent thinks that there is anything in this oyster cracker that might not be good for their child, we'll give them a red wristband. So they'll have a red wristband. No other classrooms are the color red. So if their child is wearing a red wristband, they do not get an oyster cracker, and everyone needs to be asked. We do have apples as an alternative. So you can let parents know, can they have an apple instead? And we'll make sure they get that. So we need to pay very close attention to that. That's very important. So then, as well as when they get checked in, they'll get their regular wristband to identify their classroom. And one additional thing, they're going to get a plastic bag, those Easter bags that we normally have for like eggs that they collect. We're going to have those for each kid, and that's going to be a part of the check-in process. There will actually be an extra sticker printed out for them at check-in, and so that will go on their bag when they check in. So have the bags and the wristbands by the door. Get that extra sticker from the parent. Make sure you get that from them and stick it right on the bag before they leave and have that ready to go. Do not panic if they don't have the extra sticker, if they lost the extra sticker, if they threw it away, whatever it is. We will have blank stickers that you can just quickly write the name on. You don't need to give them a hard time. Just, okay, let me write their name down on a new sticker and we'll stick that on the bag. That's what the check-in process is going to look like. Simple, right? So simple. So you'll notice in your rooms, there will be a schedule posted on the wall, just like there was for Palm Sunday or past Easter. There it is, that beautiful schedule. So when they first get checked in, it is just normal free play time. They don't do anything until 30 after. So 30 after is when we normally go to large group. So that's when we will also be starting our traveling story. So Bree, you kind of want to talk about our traveling story and everything we're doing?
Yeah. Okay, so the first place we're traveling is to the back of the large group room, and that is going to be the Potter station. At that station, they're going to be kind of reviewing the amazing things that Jesus did, and then talking about Jesus and his hissy fit in the temple. And we want that to go consecutively through that. In that station, when you walk into that room, you're going to notice there are tablecloths that are laid down on the ground. So you can go ahead and have your kids have a seat on those tablecloths. You can mix up your small groups a little bit, but they're going to receive from your bin that you will each have one little thing of Play-Doh. During the 8-minute story, they can play and mold with this Play-Doh. The storyteller is also going to be molding with something while they are telling the story. So they can play and mold with this. And then at the end of that station, you're going to have them put their lid on it, or you will probably have to snap them down and pop them back in this bin. You don't have to worry about whose goes with who or anything like that, but they do get to put one of these Play-Dohs. You can put one of these Play-Dohs in the bag for them when you get back to your room at the end of our adventure for them to take home. So they'll be taking a Play-Doh home. After the back of the large group room, we're going to move to the back of the 4-year-old room to see the baker. At the baker is where our gluten allergy comes in. So that's when you want to be paying close attention to those red wristbands. And every child will receive 2 little oyster crackers to eat while they are hearing the story of the Passover and Jesus having his special meal, his last special meal with his special friends. So they can enjoy these crackers while the baker is telling them a story about the Passover. After that, when you leave that room, we're going to move to the 3-year-old room, which is where they will hear from a disciple or a friend of Jesus. And this is the sad part of the story, where they're going to hear about the cross and the death of Jesus. At the station, the thing we're going to give to everyone is this little bracelet that is a crown of thorns. The storyteller will talk about this. We're talking about the pain that Jesus felt and how sad that is. So we're going to use this bracelet as a way to kind of remember that pain. So you will hand these out to kids. They're a little bit big, but they probably will want to wear them.
And I think, Bree, I think we have enough for each kid to get 2. So you can kind of like intertwine them to make it look more like the crown of thorns.
Twisty. Fantastic. I didn't even know that. So 1 or 2 bracelets, however that works, is totally fine. So they can hold those, play with them, touch them during that story. After that is the celebration time, and we'll move into large group together through the bathroom door that the 3-year-olds usually enter large group in. Everybody will come in that way, and they will hear the end of the story from a gardener who is going to talk about the tomb in the garden being empty. And we're going to talk about how, because of that tomb being empty, we can experience new life in Jesus. This is super exciting. So at the end of that story, there are going to be some planters in the front of the large group stage that have soil in them. So during worship at the end of that story, while we're singing our fun Easter songs, you can bring up your small group of kids when you are asked to. Somebody will come around and tap you to bring your group up and have them pinch a couple little seeds from this cute little thing that will also be in your caddy, and they can plant those during our worship time and our singing our hallelujah songs to Jesus about him being alive. So everybody will get to plant something. If for some reason we are running very short on time, which sometimes happens, then we will model that instead. The storyteller will do planting and the kids will watch that and then they will leave. But our hope is that everybody gets to touch a seed and plant a seed. That's the plan. And then you go back to your rooms.
Yeah. Yep. I feel like I'm excited just hearing about it from you.
It'll be so fun.
It'll be fun. So we are going to go back to our rooms, and we really won't have much time left after that. So it'll pretty much be pickup time. And at pickup, again, there's a couple things to remember. They're going to have quite a few things that they get to take home with them. They're going to have their bag that you stickered and labeled in the beginning, and that's where all the things can go, because who wants to carry all of those belongings, right?
Nobody.
So they'll have that Play-Doh that they get to take. They'll have their bracelets that they get to take. They might be on their wrist. If not, then you can put them in their bag. And they'll also have the planting bag. So they get to go home and make their own plant. It has a little blurb on there about, what we learned this weekend and how it ties in, so that they can do that at home. So they have their planting kit, their bracelet, their Play-Doh. I'm not missing anything. They eat their crackers.
They'll get a little pinwheel.
And they get their pinwheel when they
forgot
leave.
about that.
Yep. So if you want to have their bags pre-packed and outside the door, great. And if you want to just give them the pinwheel as they exit as their parting gift, then you can do that as well. So that is what we have for this weekend. It's going to be lots of fun, and we're just so excited for what God's going to do. And we're so thankful that you're giving your time to serve with us this weekend and make an impact in these kids' and families' lives. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you for everything you do. Bye, team.